Hey everyone, it's Pete here again, uh, doing a quick overview of the scripting for the Bottomless Elevator that I just published. First off, this map is published, so if you all want to just jump into the map, copy it, mess around with it, it's on my file share, and wanted to quickly just show you how it works. So first off, I set this one up to work on a button. So once I press the button here, you notice that it appears that we're falling. However, really what's actually happening is the walls are moving upward in a smooth motion, and this platform I'm on is actually stationary. So I wanted to kind of show you how I did it and then go over the script real quick. But before I do that, I'm going to turn the volumetrics off. You notice how it looks like it's just an endless darkness up above, and then if I turn this off, you can see I actually just put a black square at the top, and in reality, we're just in a fairly tall room. If you come out of it, this is all it is. It actually goes under the ground level there as well a little bit, but um, actually, let's see. I'll show you what it looks like from the outside real quick too. Oh, oops. I need to actually turn the elevator on before I do that. Try that again. So you notice the platform, I have some stuff sticking through the walls. That's all stationary. And then notice that top edge, it hits a certain point and it disappears. And what it's doing is it's reappearing underground uh, down here. And so when you're doing this elevator, or if you use the script for anything, you want to make sure you overshoot the actual area that you want. That way you don't end up with a gap. Like if you were to start your wall right at the top of the platform, you'd end up having a gap when this bottom one moved up. So that's important to be aware of. Let's jump into the script. I don't want to spend too much time going over it. I think you guys get the concept. Um, Script's very similar to the flying object script that I made because I kind of made this one off of that. So you have over here on the left, this is where you plug in your objects, and it doesn't matter what order they're in. They're all going to move the same way. So you have all these walls. There's like 48 of them, and they're all plugged into the same script, and they're all moving kind of in the same way. It's using everything as relative of where they're placed, so you can place them anywhere, and they're going to move up to a certain point and then reset back down to the bottom point. So it is a little different than the logic because the other one's moving left and right. This one's just moving up and then teleporting back down. Um, so we have velocity. This is our z coordinate is up and down, and it's moving two of the in-game measurement upward every time it loops through. And so we have our on every n seconds. This number right here is extremely small, and so it's getting us pretty close to 60 frames a second, which means we're moving two in-game things almost 60 times a second, which is why we get that really smooth movement. Um, if you want to change that to be faster, you can, put a 5 in there, put a 10 in there, and it'll just go a lot faster. Um, the max distance is the height. So how far do we want these to move upward before they're going to need to be reset back downward? So if you take this and kind of change it up and use it for your own purposes, you just need to make sure you set that height to where you want things to stop, and then it takes a little bit to get everything just right to get it in the smooth motion. So sometimes I'll use in-game objects and just measure their height and see how tall I really need it to be, so I can then set my reset distance, which is this. So basically what we're doing here, every object's going to move it all the way up to 825. once it hits that, it's going to reset down 300 from where it's currently at, and then it's going to keep moving up again, just like an endless loop. Um, so the script is pretty simple for the button at least. Just when you interact with the button. This is a concept that m- may not be obvious to everyone right away, but for every n seconds, it starts as soon as the game starts. If you want that to not, if like in this case, I didn't want the elevator to start right away. So what I did is I basically set a Boolean variable just saying it was false. So every n seconds, it's still running, but since it's seeing that the elevator on is false, it's just not doing anything. And then when we press that button, it flips the elevator to true, and then it's going to actually move the objects. Then I also set up the elevator so I can turn it back false, and it'll stop the object. So pretty cool way to get around the fact that just having it move from the get-go of the map, you give it that parameter and force it to start or stop when you want it. Um, Logic down here, pretty simple. You're just looping through that entire long list of objects, and the first thing you're doing is checking, is the object higher than that 825 point? And if it's not, go ahead and move the object upward. Or, oh wait, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is, if it's still less than 825, go ahead and move the object up the 2 points that we gave it. Um, if it's more, if it's more than 225, we're going to then have it do the reset. So it basically sets its z coordinate, um, takes its z coordinate, minuses the 300 from it. So that's basically it. It's a pretty simple script. It can be used for a lot of things though, and so I'm excited for you guys to get your hands on it. I am putting the links for both the script and the prefab in, or I'm sorry, the map and the prefab in the description. So go ahead and grab those, mess around with it, and as always, I like to see what people do with it. So let me know. And thanks again for watching. Hope you have a good day.